Where are you, kiddo?
Hello.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi, this is Lauren from Granite State Yarns, and I am here today. It is Saturday, September 18th, and we are headed out to Cape Cod. I'm here with Abigail, Juliana, and down in here somewhere, Estella. And it's bright and early for us, 8:21 in the morning, and we are headed down to Cape Cod. We're going to Salt Yarn Studio for the Cape Cod and South Shore Yarn Haul. So we're super excited to go down there. So we're going to take you all along and be a little adventure. All right, see you later. right, so we are currently yarn hauling here. We're doing the Cape and South Shore yarn haul. We just spent some time over at Salt Yarn Studio, and now we are at Adventures in Knitting, which actually is, these are the two stores that I've already been to. We went here earlier in the summer when we were here on vacation. So I'm gonna hit up this store now and see what they got over there, and then we'll be seeing what other places we can reach while we're here, because it's already 1:30 p.m. so I don't know how much we're gonna be able to do today, but let's keep going. We had a great time over at Salt Yarn and got to meet a couple of folks over there that I've known. I saw Boston Jen, and I also met the Martini knitter Sarah. They were both super cool ladies, and as well as a bunch of other just people that were shopping there, so it was really cool. So yeah, so let's go take a look at Adventures in Knitting. Hey guys, it's Tuesday, September 21st, and I got back from the yarn crawl on Saturday. It was just a one-day, well, the yarn crawl itself went from Thursday to Sunday, but the kids and I only had the time to go on Saturday. So we're back home and took a couple of days to rest up after an extremely busy day yarn crawling. And so I've got the couple of goodies that I bought from the different shops, and I thought I'd go through them with all of you so we can do a little bit of sharing here. We did not buy a ton of stuff. I had some ideas and plans to maybe buy a sweater's quantity of yarn and didn't get to it. Part of it was I was really hoping, I guess I kept like looking at each of the shops, and then I was like, well, I wanted to go to another one, I don't know what they're gonna have over there, so I'm gonna wait. And I just waited too long, and for one, we ran out of time, and I was only able to make it to 4 shops. And so what I do have some ideas anyway about sweaters quantity, and I think I may be making an order in one of the shops through their website. And I'll let you guys know if and when I do that, and we'll certainly be sharing that. But for now, I do have a couple of things that I did grab while I was down there. We did have a lot of fun, and it was really cool to get to see all of the different shops down at the Cape. We didn't make it to any of the South Shore ones. I was hoping to, but we just ran out of time. You know, I had 2 big girls with me and also a baby, and by the 4th store the baby was done. She had a good time. She enjoyed playing with everybody. There were a lot of ladies came up to see her and talk to her, but I think by the end of it she was just tired of getting in and out of her car seat and being carried around and looking at all these people. And so yeah, so anyway, all right, on to the fun stuff. First I was at Salt Yarn Studio, and I picked up this, let's see, I don't know, yeah, they're cords, the Knitting Barber cords, and this is from the Knitting Barber, and what they are these strings, essentially, these cords, and let's see, there's 3 different ones. One is 60 inches long, and then there are 2 30-inch long ones. This must be the 60-inch long one. Ooh, it just keeps going. Yeah. All tangled still. Okay, so this one's 60 inches. And then here's one of the 30-inch ones. So what you do with these is there's little, I don't know if I can get this to focus. yeah, you can see that it's a hollow tube, and it's really flexible. And you can put your knitting needle tip inside the hole, and then put, like if you're making a sweater or a sleeve for a sweater or anything, you can slip the stitches onto this, and then you can try the sweater on. So I thought that sounded really interesting. Ordinarily when you're knitting a really big project, everything gets all bunched up, and so you try things on, and it doesn't necessarily work too well. But this looked like a really ingenious way of kind of getting through that, so that way you could try a sweater on while you're knitting it. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try with my own sweater, which I have gotten a little bit more work on. I'll talk about it more in my next podcast. But so anyway, I saw these, the Martini knitter. She's the one that was showing these off over at Salt Yarn, and so I had to go get a set for myself. So very fun. I'm looking forward to giving these a little bit of a try. Always fun to get a new little tool for knitting. All right. Speaking of tools, the next store that we went to was Adventures in Knitting, which I've actually been to before. Those were Salt Yarn Studio and Adventures in Knitting were the two stores that I went to earlier this summer. Actually, I think it was technically the end of spring. So I got to, those were both involved in the yarn haul. And so I went to go check them out again. And I picked up these little goodies, which are just knitting needle holders. So that way, you can, I'm thinking, I haven't tested them out yet, but you can put your needles in, again, in the little hole here, and keep your project from coming off. So I got two different sizes. Both of them are really little, because I tend to use fingering weight yarn, occasionally DK weight, but I thought that these look like they would fit well. So these were just little, I think they were 50 cents each, no big deal. So they look like something fun. I got a kick out of the container that they were in. It said that they weren't for human consumption, because they look like, I don't know, licorice or something. All right, and I also got a little ball of Dream Baby DK yarn from Plymouth Yarn, and I picked this up intending to maybe knit a couple of hats for friends who are having babies. So I liked, you always see pinks and greens and blues for baby yarn, but not orange so much. So I was, I saw this and thought, I've got to pick this one up, because I like, everybody likes a nice little pink hat for a baby, or a little baby blue hat, but doing something kind of fun and different, I thought sounded like a cool idea. So this is super soft. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I think, I don't know if I saw a sample in the store exactly, but it looked like it's probably going to be like stripes of orange, and then white with some, you can see these little green and yellow, green, orange, yellow spots in there. So it'll give it kind of like a faux Fair Isle look. So looking forward to that. That'll be fun. And then we went to, where did we go next? Oh, A Good Yarn. And I got 2 skeins of Queensland Connection Cairns yarn, which we had to buy because our last name is Cairns. Actually, I think you correctly pronounce it Cairns, right? In Australia or Scotland, which is where I believe where the name comes from. Cairns is more official, but we've always pronounced it Cairns, so that's what how my husband's family pronounces it, and I'm not going to argue with them. So yeah, so I got 2 different colors. This one is Redland City, and it's got some purples and pinks mainly. My Juliana really liked this one. This was the one that really caught her eye. I think it was, because this one's really pretty too. This one is Queen Bean, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this one's also got some purple, but also some teal and orange in it. So I was looking for patterns to do with this. They had a cowl there, a pattern, a sample for a cowl. And I'm not like, I wasn't too sure if I really wanted to do a cowl, but I picked up a couple of the balls here anyway. and did some searching on Ravelry and found like a nice little knit bag that looks really interesting. I'll link the pattern down below here, but I think I'm going to do that one. There's 2 sizes in that pattern, and I think I'll do the smaller one because I only have 2 balls of yarn. So that looks like a fun little project to make, maybe, you know, like a knitting bag or something. So yeah, that's all the yarn and goodies that I bought. We also went over to the Black Pearl, and I loved that store too. That really, all of them were great. I did see some Wonderland yarn over there that I was really interested in. They had a few samples of shawls. There was one shawl in particular that I really wanted to get some yarn for, but they were sold out of the mini sets that you would have needed for that. So I ended up waiting, and like I said, I might pick that up. Or I was also looking over at Salt Yarn Studio. They had a number of sweaters over there that I really, really fell in love with. So kind of thinking about it, I wish I had picked it up when I was there. I'm kicking myself because I really did like, there were 2 sweaters over there that I really liked, and I'm kind of kicking myself now, but I can still order it online, so I may go ahead and do that. So still thinking about it. But yeah, that was our trip down to Cape Cod. I hope you enjoyed I'm looking at my kids in the window there. Hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. I meant to get a little bit more video coming back home, more of the city as we were going through in the evening. But I found myself, I was following, you know, my GPS on my phone, and didn't realize at one point that I was in a lane that was exiting the highway, because I never drive through the city ever. My husband's always the one that's driving. This is the first time in years that I had ever gone anywhere really far from home, and every time I'd ever drive anywhere is always some sort of insanity. But yeah, so I found myself going down an exit without realizing it, and it was right over by Chinatown. So I'm like, oh, no big deal, you know, I'll take the kids through there, and they can, you know, maybe we can see some of Chinatown, because I haven't been there in a few years. And we saw the big gate right at the entrance and everything, and it was really cool. And I blocked a whole lane of traffic accidentally, and I got a few people honking their horns at me, and that was a little rough. But it's just like, give me a break, I'm from New Hampshire, I'm really sorry, I don't usually drive down here. So I felt really bad about that. And then I was like, okay, how bad is it going to be to just get back onto Route 93? And turned out to be actually really difficult. I tried to get back on, but found myself in the wrong lane again, and instead was heading towards I-90, which I believe is the Mass Pike. I did not want to go on the Mass Pike. That was not going to get me anywhere near home. But I ended up, instead of getting onto the Pike, which is good because the Pike is a toll road, I found myself at the airport. So we got to check out the airport. Drove around there for a little bit, and the airport is pretty decently far away from 93, so I had to find my way to get back on to 93. And then once I did get back on 93, that was easy because that gets me right back home. Once I'm there, I was good, as long as I didn't accidentally go down any more exits. But so that was a bit of a challenge. And did I mention during this whole tour of Boston, all 3 of us really had to go to the bathroom. So that was just an added stress to it all. But we did eventually get out of Boston, and we're back on our way home, and I was able to stop over at a restaurant, and so we could go to the bathroom and take care of everything. So it all worked out. It was a little hairy, but it's always an adventure. So we didn't get home until, gosh, it was probably almost 8 o'clock at night, so we were pretty tired. It was a big day. We left around 8 a.m., got home about 12 hours later. So just wanted to thank especially Salt Yarn Studio for supporting my little business. They picked up some of my yarn, and it was really fun to get to go over there and see my stuff on display, and then to go and do like a little trunk show. You know, it was really teeny tiny. We were only there for about an hour, but it was really fun to get to kind of just jump in and do the whole, you know, I'm an indie dyer and I'm selling my yarn, and get to meet some folks. I met Boston Jen, and I met the Martini Knitter, and I also heard that somebody, I don't know who this was, but somebody came down to Salt Yarn specifically looking for my yarn. So I'm just over the moon that somebody was, you know, specifically looking for my stuff. So whoever you are, thank you so much. You made my day. I'm telling you, I was so happy to hear that. So, all right. I'm planning on recording a podcast, hopefully later this week, maybe next week, we'll see. But other than that, I will get back and see you all sometime soon, okay? So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.